Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Israel and to Jerusalem. And shalom. I hope you had a good trip so far, and I understand that from tomorrow you'll have a chance to tour around Israel and see a little bit more than just this hotel or Jerusalem. So enjoy the rest of your trip here. I know I've been involved with the Africa and Israel business relations for 2 decades now, and I've always been a great believer in the ties between Africa and Israel. And I'm happy to take part of this initiative, the Chamber initiative, and we are building something on this side as well, on the Israeli side, hopefully to help developing those business relations between the continent and Israel. I know that my time is very short, this is why I'm going to use my notes to deliver my message, actually. As the world is entering the fourth industrial revolution, it is rapidly changing. This is an historic time of digital revolution where everything is connected, and we are facing a range of new technologies that are fusing the physical, digital, and biological worlds and impacting all economies and industries. I believe that Africa is well positioned to take a crucial part of this revolution by leapfrogging. This concept of leapfrogging is one of the most exciting ideas in international development, and Africa has emerged as the pioneer and leader in the art of leapfrogging. Leapfrogging is the concept of applying innovation to fast-track the development of a system or to circumvent costly development stages that had previously inevitable. Therefore, innovation is the key to the transformation from a resource-based economy, as described earlier here, to a knowledge-based economy. Innovation can define long-term business success, leading to economic growth and consequent to job creation, which is one of the most important points. Fostering innovation has often been the privilege of wealthy nations, given the high R&D costs associated with it and the investment in human capital required. This situation has changed in the digital space. Innovation is no longer a privilege of rich countries. As opposed to developed economies, Africans have fewer barriers to implement new innovation, fewer sunk costs for existing infrastructure and equipment to be written off, and lower costs to rebuild systems from scratch. What is actually innovation? There are many definitions in a Google search when you do it. Innovation happens when creative minds are taking real action to solve problems, creating something new, inventing the future, and changing the world. The result of a disciplined, systematic process of applying creativity and innovation is actually in the core of entrepreneurship. The process of generating novel ideas and implementing them requires thinking out of the box with a combination of curiosity, imagination, questioning, daring, taking risks, trying the impossible, and making mistakes on the way without fear of failure. One of Albert Einstein's famous quotes was, "Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new." A society that embraces failure eventually will enjoy the fruits of success. This is one of the important messages that I would like to deliver today, and there are many such examples in Israel. How innovation is developed, and what can we learn from Israel's experience? I would like to emphasize only 2 drivers of success, which I believe are most relevant to Africa. The first one, Israel is a small land without any natural resources. We were facing great challenges and pressure to develop, and we had to use our brains. Plato in the Republic of Greece said thousands of years ago, necessity is the mother of all inventions. The second driver in Israel is a vibrant culture that embraces entrepreneurship and does not fear failure. Another quote from Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon and an inspiring entrepreneur. "I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret it, but I knew that one of the things that I might regret is not trying." The unique spirit combined with the smart government policies, massive technology transfer from army to civil industries, development of elite education and universities in Israel turned Israel within only 20 years to a sophisticated global hub of entrepreneurship and innovation, second only to the Silicon Valley in the US. Israeli innovation is applied across many sectors like electronics, software, automotive, medical devices, security, cyber, clean energy, agriculture, and more. Probably you heard about it earlier today and before. What can be done in Africa, actually? As I said, Africa is well positioned to take part of the digital revolution. I mentioned the leapfrogging concept before. The role of ICT and mobile technologies is huge in the genesis of leapfrogging area. By 2020, 70% of the African population will have mobile connection to the internet and the use of smartphone. On top of that, and it was mentioned before, Africa is the fastest growing population on earth and the youngest, and therefore more human capital potential than anywhere else. Africa is the home for 5 of the 10 nations that have the most startups. Africa has approximately 90 hubs that supports entrepreneurship, R&D, and innovation in the continent. This hub includes incubators, accelerators, as well as science and technology parks. In which areas could Africa excel? We are noticing already novel technologies coming out of Africa in agriculture, financial services, renewable energy, education, and health sectors. To mention a few examples, M-Pesa, all of you know, coming out of Kenya. M-Pedigree, protecting customers from threats of counterfeit products like drugs. M-Copa provides solar home systems with micropayment solutions using mobile phones. All of them are leapfrogging traditional industries. I believe the following areas are most relevant to development in Africa. It was also mentioned before, some of them. E-commerce, financial services, and fintech, agriculture through IoT, Internet of Things technologies, healthcare through e-health platforms, urbanization and the development of smart cities, education through e-learning platforms, clean energy, solar energy, and more. What are the challenges and what need to be done? I'm not saying all is bright and shiny in Africa. A number of conditions will determine whether Africa can lead the technological revolution. These conditions include access to talents, adequate financing, and adequate infrastructure. Education systems. Measures need to be taken to improve training and education opportunities for Africans to be able to develop the right skills, especially in rural areas. There is also a need to create profound research within universities. Infrastructure development. This is a key driver to economic growth. The impact of this lack of infrastructure is real. Logistics can be a struggle for African entrepreneurs. Leadership, policies, and legal framework. Policymakers and businesses both have a role in play in supporting innovation in Africa. Policymakers by encouraging the growth of technological hubs, establishing strong legal frameworks, and improving the quality of education systems. And businesses by investing in infrastructure and operating within African markets. Israel is happy to share its experience through innovative technology transfer applicable to Africa, as well as with building local ecosystems, allowing systematic innovation, skills development, and leadership in industry, academia, and government. I hope we can do much more in the future, and I hope the chamber, the new chamber and the new initiative will be a locomotive in pushing those initiatives forward. Thank you very much, and lots of success.